Hey, my friend, Alexandra Harbushka here. Excited that you're joining me again for the Money, Motherhood, Manifestation podcast. I want to talk to you today about being a leader and how to feel like a leader in your business. So we're going to empower your feminine and masculine energy. So if you're like, Alexandra, what are we talking about? Feminine, masculine energy, leadership. All right. First of all, we need to dive into when I say the word leader, what does that mean to you? Okay. Does that feel good in your body? Or does that make you feel like, oh, dictator? Does that make you feel like a general, like George Washington leading the troops? Or does it make you feel like a leader, like you're Moses leading your people out of slavery to the promised land? Maybe it's like Queen Esther, who she spent, the well-being of her people and put her well-being above her. She put the well-being of her people above her own safety when confronting the king to define this moment of leadership. So ask yourselves, what does a leader feel like or sound like? Is it something that is it someone who influences? So to me, when I hear the word leader, it feels good in my body. I like the word leader. I like the word leadership. I like being in those positions. So to me, it's a place of I'm guiding my followers towards a united goal. I'm more of a person. I want to be a leader out of respect, less than of a position. And as moms, we have the privilege to be leaders. We are put in this position to be a leader. We are raising beautiful little children. We are raising them into adults. We are giving them manners. We're giving them respect. We're giving them education. We're giving them humility. We're giving them love. We're giving them just the ways of life, grace, humility, all sorts of things. And that is our matriarch. That is our position as moms to do so. So we are leaders, whether we realize it or not. Now, I want to just talk about different types of leaders, because if you're like, Alexandra, the word leader doesn't sound good to me, I don't know. So we can be leader by position, which means you're put into a place where you have subordinates that have no choice but to respect you. I think of the military, right? You have officers and you have enlisted. You could think of the structure if you came from corporate America, you have like the CEO or you have a regional director or someone you have to report to and you have to respect that person. And it's a very structured situation. You're put into place to respect that person. Then there's a servant leadership. This is something I spent a lot of time working working on when I got my master's in theology through religion. It's servant leadership. It's leadership by serving others first, empowering them and lifting them up before yourself. And that way you earn the respect. And this could also be called a personal or charismatic leadership. So this type of leadership is built on respect, trust, influence, and it's earned. Your followers earn your respect regardless of the formal title or position. You follow this person because you admire this person based on the qualities, values, expertise. So again, I want to lay these out so that you can. Maybe you've only thought of leadership as kind of that dictator position, right? That like, I'm in charge, you got to respect me. Maybe you've always been in that position career-wise or something like that. So it doesn't have to be that way. And there's a lot of ways that we can redefine leadership for ourselves so that it feels good in our body. If it's not feeling good in our body, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to show up as a leader, right? If you don't feel good, if the words have again, to me, the word leaders feels good. I like it. To you, it may have like a cringe feeling. So when I feel the word leadership, I'm able to show up. I'm able to serve. I'm able to show up in my feminine or masculine energy, whatever I need to do. I'm going to get to that second. If it doesn't feel good to you, then you're not able to show up. If you're not able to show up, then what's happening again to our energy, to our vibes, to our manifestations? Nothing, right? It's our vibes are getting lower. Our nervous system's getting activated. Let's talk a little bit about the feminine and masculine energy. And so you're like, okay, what are we talking about? How does this? So we have both. As a woman, I have both feminine energy and masculine energy. As a man, you have both masculine and feminine energy. Just because you're a female doesn't mean that you are feminine energy. You can also be very heavy in the masculine and vice versa. You can switch. You can go back and forth. You can kind of like put your hat on. Like maybe when you're in your business, you're maybe more in the masculine energy. Like I would say right now, I'm operating more out of my masculine energy because I am recording this podcast, and I am working right now. And then as soon as I pick my son up from school at 2:30, I am 100% in my mommy, feminine, creative energy. Another thing to think about is you and your spouse, you can't, but like, of course you can have it, but it doesn't really work well when you have like two feminines and two masculines. So, you and your spouse are going to go back and forth between feminine and masculine energy. Someone may take on a certain situation. Like I'll use an example with my husband and I. My husband doesn't like to travel unless he knows where he's going. I love travel. I don't freak. I love like, oh, we don't know where we're going. Okay, no problem. Cool. So in that point of view, my husband, who normally is in masculine energy, he is then in the feminine energy and I'm in the masculine energy driving it, right? So I'm in charge in that point and he naturally lets me take charge. So that's an example of how your energies can switch. And then also when we have energies, we have wounded energy and we have healed energy. So an example of healed masculine energy is freedom, purpose, mission, liberation, solutions, structure, achievement, success, action-oriented, getting it done, strength, confidence. It's not a controlling or a dominant energy. It's definitely, confidence, freedom, purpose. Now, a feminine energy that is healed is intuition, creativeness, light force, heartbeat, expression, radiance, nurturing, compassion, connection. The feminine energy, I definitely want to make sure that we know this. It's not something that's weak. Feminine energy is not passive. It's not submissive. It's not a little dying on the vine. It's definitely a strong energy, but it's more it's compassion. It's the heartbeat. It's expression. It's artsy. Now, I mentioned the wounded energies. And so we can have the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine. So a wounded feminine is the opposite. So she would be low self-worth, people-pleasing, trouble stepping into the position of leadership, potentially a victim mindset. When you're in the wounded, a lot of wounded feminine energies use that as manipulation. They use manipulation to get what they want, and they use that a lot as codependence. And then a wounded masculine can look like aggression, hyper-competitive, ego-driven, fear of failure, toxic independence, not trusting anyone else. Like no one else can do it as good as I can. No, you can't do it. Get out of the way. And as I just said all this, I'm sure all of us can think of a time in our life where we've maybe been the wounded feminine or the wounded masculine. And then other times where you're like, oh, I am mostly in this energy. I'm mostly in this. So if you're like, ooh, I didn't realize I'm in my wounded, for example, feminine. Okay, be gentle with yourself. Don't be like, oh my gosh, that's why I'm here. Da, da, da. This is why we're talking about it, because this might be the first time that it's ever been brought to your attention that there is feminine, masculine energy and that you are in your wounded or you're in your healed. Our goal is, of course, to get through the healed and get through the wounded and go to the healed, because when we are operating out of our strengths, that's when we're able to become the next level person. That's when we're able to manifest harmony. We're able to manifest love. We're able to manifest more money. We're able to manifest ease, lack of hustle, a hustle mindset, which I talk a ton about. The hustle mindset comes from the wounded. When you're hustling, you're in the wounded mindset. So where did we pick up these wounded or where do we pick this up? And sometimes these are not our energies. So I want you to think about when as a mama, you've given birth and you look at your baby and your baby is whole and your baby is pure and your baby, you don't look at your child and go, oh yeah, I think you're going to be in the wounded masculine. Yeah, totally. No, your baby is born whole and beautiful. And so are you. What happens is we pick up these energies or these stories from the people that were most significant in our life, from the people that raised us. So most of the time, these aren't even our stories. We could have got it from society or what was expected of us in society, or we could have just picked it up from the people that are raised us, maybe from our moms, from our dads, or the people that raised us could be our teachers. But we suddenly start subconsciously, not even realizing it because our subconscious is formed up to the age of 7, we start living in this. We see how our mother reacts, we see how our father reacts, and we go, oh, okay, this is how I'm supposed to react in this situation. And so it's something that's may not even be our natural truth, may not even be our natural identity, but this is how we've been wired. So what I want us to do is back to that word leader. Okay. So now that we've defined different types of leaderships, now that we've defined the energies, where are you feeling with it? Right. So like, does it maybe feel uncomfortable? Or maybe you're like, wow, Alexandra, that just made sense. I'm living in my wounded feminine. I'm in a victim mindset. Wow, that's why I'm not stepping into my power. Or that's why when I'm with my children, I feel this way. Or that's why I'm not showing up to my business. Because if we're not showing up to our business with the mindset of I am a leader, this is my business, whether I'm in charge of one, myself, or I'm in charge of a team of 25 or 100 people or whatever it is, if you're not showing up as that leader, it can be toxic. It can be, it's just kind of like you look under the hood and there's nothing there, right? You get to choose. You get to choose. You're the one in charge and you get to decide how you're going to take on this power. Again, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that, oh, I'm a dictator or whatever. Think about, so something I want you to look at. If you're helicoptering your children, if you're a helicopter mom, if you're all over no one can do it better than I can. I got to follow my kid here. Oh, my kid's on the swing set. I got to go walk over to the swing set. I got to go here. And now there's a certain age where you have to go to the swing set with your child. I remember those ages. But there's a time when like, I don't have to be next to you at the swing set, right? There's a huge parallel between the way you parent and the way that your business runs. If you're helicoptering your children, you're probably helicoptering your business. You're probably in the wounded masculine saying, hey, no one else can do it like I can. You have to learn to let go. Okay. So a way we can start to, again, I'm bringing this to your attention as an awareness. Okay. This may not have even been on the front of your mindset. It's an awareness for you to spend some time looking at your business and going, gosh, I didn't realize how I was showing up. What I like to do, I talk about it a lot, journal. Get out your journal and just start writing, asking, hey, how can I show up? How can I show up better? How am I showing up? What words resonate with you? Go back and listen to this podcast and look at the show notes and it'll be written out for you. You know, what is the feminine? What's the masculine? What's the wounded? What's the healed? How am I showing up? And this is going to be a huge core, like the core concept in how you can show up as a leader in your business. Now, if manifestation is something that's new to you and it's something that you're like, Alexandra, how do I even begin this? I don't know. I've been listening to your podcast. I've been following you on social. I want to start, but I just don't think I'm doing it right. I do have a quiz that you can take and it will break down the type of manifestor you are, what type of mama manifestor you are. And what I really like about it is there's specific manifestation practice tools for that type of manifestor. So there's certain things that are going to work better for you than might work for me, or vice versa. There's certain things that I like to do that may not really vibe with you or may not really be your jam. So it's customized. It's a PDF. ebook that will be emailed to you once you take the quiz. You know what type you are. What I also love about it, so you can get going with your manifestations, there's 30 days worth, so a month's worth. Well, if it's February, you get 2 extra days. But it's a month's worth of journal prompts for your specific manifestor type to get the juices flowing. All right, I will have that linked for you. I'm excited for you to like look at your energies and redefine what a leader is for your business. All right. I will see you soon in the next episode. Thanks for joining me and have a wonderful day. Hey there. Okay, don't go away. I have a free gift for you. So if you are like me when you started manifestation and you're like, what is the best way for me personally to go about manifesting my dreams, my goals, and things like that? So I created a free quiz that will help you determine your manifestor type, okay? And here's the best part about it, is this free resource will give specific manifestation practice tools for you that you can start using every single day. And plus, there's a bonus, is you get 30 days worth of journal prompts for your specific manifestation type. So I have it for you below. Go check it out. It's free. The quiz is fun. It's in the description. Go take your quiz.